What's going on? It's Matt, and I am coming to you live from the fire at Lake Louise Ski Resort. Let me give you a little peek of what I'm looking at out here. Great ski resort, great part of the world, Canada, Alberta. Skied in BC the other day, skiing here again tomorrow, and then heading back to the States. But I'm Fireside, and I'm excited because I took today off to really polish something I've been working on. And you've seen my first book, Don't 86 Your Restaurant Sales, and it's doing amazing. And it's basically a rundown of my ROI engine program. It's kind of wild because I was looking back at my notes, and this is where it started. You probably can't see this, but this is a little blueprint I created of when I wrote this and how I kind of got it going. Well, I'm glad to announce I've got the second book ready to rock and roll, and it's going to be coming out. I'm going to have it to the printer by February 1st, and hopefully back in my hands by April 1st. I'm going to roll it out at the National Restaurant Association show in May. Hey, Dad. Hey, Eric. Can you guys hear me okay? And when I roll this book out, we are going to have a little different spin on it. So what the book's going to be about is going to be unique, is that it's going to be called Put Butts in the Seats Part 2. Not sure the exact title yet, but that's what I'm working on, because this one is Don't 86 Your Restaurant Sales, Put Butts in the Seats, the ROI engine. This book's going to be a little different. It's going to be 14 chapters. And chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to talk about the concept. Number 1, about how to create your own radio station and why. What am I talking about with create your own radio station? Number 2, about how to build a cult following for your restaurant. Number 3, the tools to do this. What do you use to build a cult following? Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, in-store marketing, street teams. And then after that, how to measure it. Now, this work is really cool. So I've got 8 tools to do this. I've got social media. I've got video marketing, retargeting, email, text, messenger, in-store, community. And then the last chapter, chapter 13, which I named it chapter 13, it's the list of ideas. My goal is to have 86 ideas to not 86 your sales, or not to file chapter 13. And then chapter 14 is the closing. But what's cool about each chapter is there's going to be a unique layout. Is that, as you've seen, I've been doing these interviews with restaurant owners, different people in the industry. One I loved a few weeks ago was with Tom down at GameWorks in Newport. We talked about their new milkshakes. Oh, by the way, you love the orange hat. Got the orange shirts all the time. Got the orange ski cap when I ski. But I did the interview with the milkshakes, and we talked about how that impacted their restaurant and why they did it. Why they didn't just do chocolate milkshakes. They did crazy, over-the-top, extreme milkshakes. Well, what I'm doing is each chapter I'm doing is going to have, number 1, we're going to talk about that medium, that idea. Number 2, we're going to talk about a use case. The third part, we're going to have the interview with an entrepreneur, restaurateur idea, at least somebody else in the business maybe, about that type of product. Number 4, a case study of how we used it. And number 5, a module on how you can use it. So to give you an example, Tom, with that one, video marketing is chapter 6. So I'm going to be meeting with him this week, and we're going to put together a case study of us helping them with digital marketing on videos and how to drive sales to their restaurant based off the milkshake videos. And so we're going to have in that chapter the idea of using video marketing for your restaurant, the use case, here's how we're using them with GameWorks to drive people down and get awareness for these great shakes and how to drive them down. Then the interview with them about the actual product and what you saw the interview, that's already there. And then the case study based on the results that we found. And then last but not least, there'll be the module at the end where you can go and learn how to do the thing from that chapter. In this case, video marketing for your restaurant, how to market them, how to nurture them, how to retarget them. Boom. So we're going to have that for each chapter. So I'm going to start actually this week shooting these videos, and I'll keep you up to date. But I've got a few interviews I've got to line up. I've got total 8 interviews that'll be in here for the main chapters, the 8 tools. And then there'll be 4 interviews in here for the other aspects of it. So stay tuned. I've got about 4 of those to line up and finish in January. But it's going to be pretty awesome because it's going to be a book that as a restaurant owner, as a marketer, you can take and you can walk down and understand how and what and why, all the mechanisms, the 8 tools to grow your restaurant, a raving fan base, a cult that'll want to come see you when you tell them to come see you. And then every one of them is not only going to have the idea, but it's going to have interviews with the people that use it, case studies, and it's going to have a module you can go online and learn how to do that skill set. So when you get done with the end of it, this obviously is going to be in here. But what's funny is this is one chapter. So this right now is its own book. It's going to be one chapter. And it'll be in here how to use email, text, in-store. One of the great ones we have is the community. Chapter 12 is our street team we've created with Rapid Fired Pizza in Bowling Green, Ohio, and how that is really impacting their sales of their beer, because they've taken our advice and they've created a great program. That's chapter 12. That interview's done. That case study is actually running and it's killing it. So it's going to be a pretty cool idea. I wanted to get that out there for you. The book 2 is done, the layout. I'll be shooting all the videos for it, shooting all the interviews, starting the case studies, getting all those wrapped up with the idea of getting it in hand around April, and then to the market late April. And then my goal, my master plan, is a really cool 50s themed diner booth at the National Restaurant Association show in May in Chicago, where I can hold interviews with people in the business for the next book, but also just to roll it out and talk about the concepts of the 8 tools that restaurants aren't using right now correctly that's leading to empty seats, and how we can put butts in the seats. So that's all I got. I'll see you around. I'm back to enjoying this fire and enjoying this great scenery of Lake Louise in beautiful Alberta, Canada. See you later.